Cincinnati, a fine pitching duel between Dennis Martinez and Jose Rijo as the Reds took on the Montreal Expos. And in the bottom of the third inning, Rijo tried to bunt for a base hit and was thrown out as Tim Wallach threw him out 5-3. Important because Martinez had not allowed a base runner at that point. Then the top of the fourth inning, Rijo struck out Eric Bullock to end the inning, his seventh strikeout in only the fourth inning. Then in the bottom of the sixth inning, pitching duel continued as Martinez struck out Todd Benziger, looking for his third strikeout in the game. At this point, he still had a perfect game going. That led off the inning. Then 2 batters later, the perfect game and no-hitter were broken up by Jose Rijo. And of course, it took a pitcher to break up the no-hitter. Then Rijo thought he was a base stealer as well. He tried to steal second base, but he was thrown out at second base as he awkwardly slid into second base. On the play, he twisted his ankle, and he had to leave the game. Rijo will be out 4 to 6 weeks, as it was later diagnosed that he actually fractured his distal fibula on the play. This game went into extra innings, still scoreless, and at the top of the 10th inning, a fine play by Reds catcher Jeff Reed as he made a sliding catch into the railing behind home plate on Larry Walker's foul ball. And here's another look at that nice catch by Jeff Reed of the Reds. Then at the top of the 11th inning, Marquise Grissom won the game for the Expos as he lined a single to right center field off Don Carmen. This brought in Spike Owen with the game's only run. Barry Jones got the win, he's 3-4. Carmen got the loss, his own 1, and Scott Ruskin picked up his 5th save.
Biggio and the Houston Astros in Philadelphia on Thursday night to take on the Phillies. In the bottom of the first, John Kruk's RBI groundout made it 1-0 Phillies. Biggio with a lot to smile about. He survives this play in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. Wally Backman with the double to the gap in left center field off Jimmy Jones. Dickie Thon scores. Eric Yelding with the throw home, and Danny Cox barrels into Craig Biggio, who holds on for the out. RBI number 8 on the season for Wally Backman as Thon crossed the plate to make it 2-0 Phillies. Here's one more look at this big collision at home plate. Big Danny Cox barreling into Craig Biggio, who holds on for the third out of the inning, but it's 2-0 Philadelphia. In the top of the third with 2 outs, Steve Finley with a 2-run home run. His 5th of the year comes with Jones on board. That ties the game at 2 apiece. RBIs 20 and 21 on the season for Finley. We move now to the bottom of the third inning. The Philadelphia Phillies take a 3-2 lead. Dale Murphy at the plate. He hits the ground ball to Eric Yelding, who bobbles the ball. Wes Chamberlain is able to score from third base to make it 3-2 Philadelphia. And in the bottom of the fourth, Mickey Morandini's RBI groundout made it 4-2 Phillies. Doing some work on the mound, but that did not help Jimmy Jones. In the bottom of the fourth, rookie Wes Chamberlain, who had 4 hits, including 2 doubles, hits one of his doubles off the wall in left field, just missing a home run. Mickey Morandini scores. RBI number 4 on the season for Chamberlain. The Phillies lead 5-2. Chamberlain is 10 for 24 since being recalled on June 15th. We move now to the bottom of the 8th with 1 out. The Phillies take a 7-2 lead. John Kruk drove in 3 runs. Here he picks up 2 RBIs as he singles to right field off Dwayne Henry. Sil Campusano scores. Mickey Morandini slides home safely. Kruk bringing his RBI total to 47 at 7-2 Phillies. The Astros added a run in the top of the 9th to make it 7-3 Phillies. Mitch Williams got himself into some trouble as he loaded up the bases, but Rafael Ramirez grounds out to end the game. 7-3 Phillies. Danny Cox, the winning pitchers, 2-1. Jones takes the loss. He falls to 4-5. Night in Atlanta was a slugfest as the Braves opened up a 4-game series with the New York Mets. 8 home runs in the game as the Mets outlast the Braves 9-7. The Mets opened up the scoring in the top of the second with Mackey Sasser's sacrifice fly to make it 1-0 New York. But in the bottom of the third with 2 outs, Terry Pendleton with a 2-run home run off Dwight Gooden, his 6th of the year, came with Ron Gann on board, and it's 2-1 Atlanta. Eubie Brooks's RBI double tied it at 2, however, in the top of the 4th. And in the top of the 5th with 2 outs, the Mets take a 4-2 lead. Howard Johnson at the plate. He hits a shot into the corner in right field off John Smoltz. Dave Magden scores, and Kevin McReynolds will slide home safely as Johnson goes into third base. 4-2 New York. RBIs 48 and 49 on the season for Howard Johnson. Still in the 5th, Eubie Brooks at the plate for New York now, and he'll make it 6-2 Mets with 1 swing of the bat. A 2-run home run to left field, his 12th of the season. The Mets lead 6-2 as they get 4 runs in the top of the 5th. We'll move now to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Braves get 2 back. Greg Olson leads off the inning for the Braves with his 3rd home run of the year. This one to left field as well, and it's 6-3 New York. It was 6-4 Mets at the end of 5 innings of play. In the top of the 8th, the slugfest continues. UB Brooks with his second home run of the game, his 13th of the season. This one off Randy St. Clair for the Braves, and it's 7-4 New York. Still in the 8th with 2 outs now. Pitcher Dwight Gooden at the plate. He picks up his 100th Major League hit. He makes it a big one as he hits his 6th career home run. This one going over the left field wall as well, and it's 8-4 Mets. In the bottom of the 8th, Terry Pendleton will not be outdone with 1 out. He hits his second home run of the game, 7th of the season, and it's 8-5 New York. Greg Jeffries added a solo shot in the top of the 9th to make it 9-5 Mets. And in the bottom of the 9th, with nobody out, Brian Hunter closes out the scoring with his 3rd home run of the season, a 2-run shot off Pete Shorrock that makes it 9-7 Mets. The Braves don't let the Mets get away easily, but they do hold on for the 9-7 win. Good in the winning pitchers, 7-5. Smoltz falls to 2-9. Alejandro Pena with his 3rd save.
At Fenway Park, it's the Boston Red Sox taking on Tony La Russa and the Oakland A's. In the top of the 2nd inning, it's Ricky Henderson here with a slicing triple that gets by Ellis Burks and Tom Brunansky. Ernest Riles and Lance Blankenship come in to score, and this gives the Oakland A's a 2-1 lead. For Henderson, RBIs 19 and 20. Then in the bottom of the 3rd inning with the bases loaded and 2 out, it's Vance Law here robbing Jack Clark of a base hit and 2 runs batted in to keep the A's in front 2-1. But in the bottom of the 4th inning, the Red Sox will get the tying run in. Tony Pena with the ground rule double to right center field. Tom Brunansky scores, and the game is tied at 2. It stayed that way until the top of the 5th inning when Jose Canseco uncorks over the screen his 15th home run of the season, and the A's led it 3-2. Later in the 5th inning, it's Mark McGwire with this 2-run homer onto the screen in left field. For McGwire, his 13th home run of the season, and the A's led it 5-2. But back came the Red Sox in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Mike Greenwell with a double off the center field fence. Jody Reed scores easily. Jack Clark tries to score from first base, and he slides in just ahead of the tag. And the A's now lead it 5-4. The next batter, Tom Brunansky, will hit this 2-run homer just onto the screen in left field, his 11th of the season, and he gives the Boston Red Sox a 6-5 lead. Then in the top of the 7th inning with the game tied at 6, it's Willie Wilson with the RBI single to left field, scoring Terry Steinbach and giving the A's a 7-6 lead. For Willie Wilson, it's his 2000th Major League hit, and the Boston crowd would give him a standing ovation. Then in the bottom of the 8th inning with the score tied at 7, it's Tony Pena with a clutch single to right field, driving in Tom Brunansky and giving the Red Sox an 8-7 lead. Jeff Reardon will close out the game in the 9th inning, striking out Mike Gallego to end it. The Red Sox win it 8-7. The win at Jeff Gray 2-3. The save to Jeff Reardon, his 18th. At a cold San Francisco, it's the Giants taking on the Chicago Cubs. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, it's Will Clark with the single to center field. Mike Kingery will score from second base, and the Giants take a 1-0 lead. For Clark, RBI number 47. In the top of the 4th inning, it's Greg Linton playing third base for the injured Matt Williams, and this throw sails into about the 10th row at Candlestick Park. The 2-base throwing error on Greg Linton, and the fan that caught the ball can feel it. Now in the top of the 7th inning with the Giants still leading it 1-0, it's Sean Dunston here with the home run just curling around the foul pole. For Sean Dunston, it's his 8th home run of the season. RBIs number 24 and 25, and the Cubs took a 2-1 lead. But in the bottom of the 7th, the Giants struck again. Will Clark once again singling the center field. Mike Kingery scoring once again. And it's a tie game at 2. 2 RBIs on the night for Clark. Later in the 7th, it's Robbie Thompson with the single to center field. Will Clark will score the go-ahead run, and the Giants lead it 3-2. They would add one more, making it 4-2, and in the top of the 9th inning, it's Jerome Walton with the RBI single to center field. Sean Dunston scores, and it's a 4-3 ball game. But Dave Righetti would settle down, and he gets Ryan Sandberg to ground out sharply to second base to end the ball game. The Giants break a 4-game losing streak. The Cubs now have lost 6 in a row. Giants win it 4-3. The win Oliveros 3-2. The loser Lancaster 2-2. Righetti his 8th save. Thursday night at Kansas City, it's the Kansas City Royals taking on the Baltimore Orioles. In the bottom of the 5th inning, it's Carmelo Martinez breaking a scoreless tie with this home run curving just around the left field fair pole. It's Martinez's first home run of the season, and Kansas City led it 1-0. In the top of the 7th inning, it's Bob Melvin here with the bloop single to left field. Joe Orsolak will score easily, tying the game at 1. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, it's Martinez once again with a double down the left field line. Kevin Seitzer will come in to score, and the Royals take a 2-1 lead. Then in the bottom of the 7th inning, a scary moment. Mark Williamson takes his line drive off of his right wrist by Terry Shumpert. This put runners at first and third for the Royals, but more importantly, Mark Williamson was in a lot of pain. The trainer came out, and Mark Williamson shows him where he gets hit, right on the right wrist. And if you're a good lip reader, you can tell he says, "I broke it." He was immediately taken out of the game and brought to a local hospital. Nothing on his condition as of the end of the game. Now getting back to game action in the top of the 8th inning, Joe Orsolak with the clutch single to center field. This scores Mike Devereaux, and it's a tie game at 2. Going now to the bottom of the 10th inning. Man on second base, Brian McRae versus Todd Froworth. And Brian McRae comes through with his slicing double down the left field line, just over the reach of Brady Anderson. And the Kansas City Royals defeat the Baltimore Orioles 3-2. The winning pitcher is Steve Crawford. He is 2-0. The loser, Todd Froworth, is 1-1. The Royals win it 3-2 in 10.